I have chosen to talk about author and educational activist Malala Yousafzai. She is a native to Pakistan. She graduated from Oxford University, and at 27 years old, she's already made a huge impact on our world. Growing up, Malala's father worked as a teacher. Her mother was illiterate until age 40. She had two younger brothers. When the Taliban came to Malala's hometown and started banning girls' education, she felt the need to do something about it. She started writing and speaking of the things that she was seeing in her hometown, the fears of going to school. This unfortunately made her a target for the Taliban. On her way home from school, riding the bus, she was shot and two other girls were injured. She survived. Her injuries, though, took her family to the UK as she recovered. Malala is most famous for being the youngest Nobel Prize winner at only age 17. Previous to this, she was awarded the International Children's Peace Prize. Later that same year, she was awarded the Pakistan Youth Peace Prize. She has also won the Asian Game Changer Award, the Glitzman Award, the Kane Lionsheart Award, among many more. She has many achievements, one of which being the Malala Fund that has invested $47 million to help girls and multicultural children around the world receive an education. She has also partnered with the company Apple and her production company Extracurricular to spread multicultural stories to the world. Malala is a very inspiring activist and author. She has went all over the world giving speeches and has published several books so that she is speaking not only to children but adults too. One of her books is I Am Malala, How One Girl Stood Up for Education. I have actually recently added this to my classroom library and I'm looking forward to reading this. We Are Displaced: My Journey and Stories from Refugee Girls Around the World. Malalu took time to talk to girls who had been displaced from their countries and share their stories with the world. This is a picture book of My Name is Malalu to help reach younger children. Here is a chapter book, Malalu, My Story of Standing Up for Girls' Rights. I think this is very important to add to our libraries because of our young girls who may not feel that they can be dreamers or have very many rights. Malala's Magic Pen. I chose to read this book and I'm going to summarize it. The story begins with Malala and her younger brothers watching a show with a boy character who has a magic pen. She began thinking of how she would use a magic pen. At first, it was beautiful dresses for her mother, big buildings for her father to have schools in, and a nice ball for her and her brothers to play with. One day, she went to the dump for her mother. She saw a girl and some boys digging through the trash. She was very upset by this, and when talking to her father, he explained that not all families are can allow their children to go to school because they need them to help them provide for their family so they won't go hungry. This is when Malala realized how lucky she was to go to school and that girls can't become what they dreamed of always. Later, she would draw a better world. She would erase war, poverty, hunger. She would draw boys and girls as equals. As she was older, she went to an all-girls school. Men with weapons came, forbidding girls from going to school. Girls stopped attending school. She wrote a speech about the fears of going to school and how much she loved school. She shared her story all over. The dangerous men tried to hurt her, but she survived, and it did not stop her. She kept speaking out about the injustice of girls and children not being able to go to school. I'd like to end with the quote she ended her book with. One child, one teacher, one book, and a pen can change the world. Thank you, Malala, for changing our world.